Bonjour. Welcome to today's explainer. Okay, it's 7 a.m. and your memory palace is absolutely ready to expand. I am literally thrilled you're here because today we're moving into a totally new spatial environment, the classic European train station. This location is just perfect for locking in phrases about movement, planning, logistics, really the absolute essentials if your goal is to speak French fluently. All right, let's dive right in. Before we even look at the first phrase, I need you to activate your sensory trigger. Just close your eyes for a second. Imagine the loud, heavy hiss of steam from a waiting locomotive. Now hear the sharp echo of your own footsteps clicking against the stone platform. These auditory markers are absolutely crucial, guys. They're the glue that's going to lock today's French phrases permanently into your memory scene.
And that actually illustrates our next vital step, the action link. See, you didn't just magically teleport here. Imagine you're stepping right out of that bustling marketplace we built yesterday, dragging your bags and walking purposefully through the grand archways of this train station. So, are you ready to continue this journey? Because we're about to do a highly focused spatial memory walk. And for every single stop on this journey, we'll run through a 3-step flow drill to just absolutely wire it into your brain. Let's go.
Our very first stop inside the station is the grand clock. Just look up at this massive timepiece. The phrase we're locking in here is Il est grand temps de partir. It is high time to leave. Now really visualize this. The clock face is massive, right? But instead of regular hands, it has these giant golden legs running away in an absolute panic. And those legs are actually shouting at you, Il est grand temps de partir. Okay, see it in your mind. Now deliver a smooth, confident fluency read with me. Imagine yourself looking at the time and saying, Il est grand temps de partir.
Okay, let's move to our next stop and see how this builds. You walk over to the information kiosk. Your next phrase here is Je me demande ce qui se passe. I wonder what is happening. Picture the person inside the glass booth. They're surrounded by thousands of blinking, chaotic TV screens, just scratching their head in total confusion and murmuring, Je me demande ce qui se passe. Try to really see their confusion, feel it, and now give me a perfect, fluent delivery. Je me demande ce qui se passe.
Now you step right up to the platform entrance. The quote we need to lock in here at the gate is, Est-ce que je peux t'aider? Can I help you? Now, instead of a normal person, imagine a sleek robot conductor standing right there. It suddenly extends this telescoping mechanical arm to grab your heavy bags, and it asks you mechanically, Est-ce que je peux t'aider? Lock that specific visual in. Got it? Now say it smoothly, like a local offering assistance. Est-ce que je peux t'aider? You look down at your side, right at the luggage cart. Your phrase for this little struggle is Je ne peux pas m'en passer. I can't do without it. Imagine you're trying to walk away from your heavy, old suitcase, but it's sprouted magnetic arms that are tightly hugging your leg. It just won't let go, and it's screaming, Je ne peux pas m'en passer. Picture the struggle, pull your leg away, and say it flawlessly. Je ne peux pas m'en passer. You finally shake off that suitcase and head over to the ticket office. Step up to the glass. The phrase you need here is Je ferai en sorte que ça marche. I will make sure it works. Behind the glass, the clerk isn't just a normal worker. He's literally a full-blown magician in a cape. He pulls a perfectly timed train ticket straight out of a top hat, winks at you, and says, Je ferai en sorte que ça marche. See that flash of magic? Now, deliver your final confident fluency read. Je ferai en sorte que ça marche. Ticket in hand, you take a seat at the waiting bench. The quote here is, Tu devrais en parler avec lui. You should talk about it with him. Look down. The bench you're sitting on is actually shaped like a giant fleshy ear. Yeah, kind of weird. It leans over, bumps into your shoulder, and softly whispers this advice. Tu devrais en parler avec lui. Creepy, sure, but incredibly memorable. Now flow through it without a single stutter. Tu devrais en parler avec lui. You look up from the bench to check the display board. Your target phrase is, Je n'ai pas la moindre idée. I don't have the slightest idea. The massive board above you is just violently flickering. Instead of times and destinations, it's covered in thousands of bright yellow question marks, almost as if the board itself is telling you, Je n'ai pas la moindre idée. See those flashing lights and read it with absolute fluency. Je n'ai pas la moindre idée. Well, since the board is broken, you decide to walk toward the coffee shop. Our text here is, Ça me semble être une excellente idée. That seems like an excellent idea to me.
As you walk up to the counter, a giant, smiling espresso cup jumps right out and gives you a massive high five, yelling enthusiastically, "Ça me semble être une excellente idée." Feel the slap of that high five. Okay, let's do our third fluent repetition. Ça me semble être une excellente idée. Before heading to the tracks, you stop at the trash can. The phrase to master here is "Je n'ai plus besoin de ça." I don't need this anymore. Imagine you're holding a heavy, rusty iron chain. You toss it right into the trash can, and the exact moment it crosses the rim, it completely vanishes into thin air with a loud sap. You say to yourself, "Je n'ai plus besoin de ça." Picture that magic trick. Now fluently release it. "Je n'ai plus besoin de ça." All right, time to head down to the tracks via the stairwell. As you descend, lock in this phrase. On se voit plus tard. See you later. As you step on, you realize the stairs are moving like a conveyor belt. But wait, they're also bending upwards, literally waving goodbye to you as you go down and asking, "On se voit plus tard?" Visualize that waving concrete. Give me a really confident traveler's delivery. On se voit plus tard?
You're finally standing right in front of the train carriage door. Our text is, "Je suis presque arrivé." I am almost there. Suddenly, you're wearing a superhero cape and holding a finish line ribbon across your chest. You run onto the train, bursting through that ribbon as if you've just won a grand race, shouting, "Je suis presque arrivé." Feel that victory. Now let it flow effortlessly. Je suis presque arrivé. You find your spot at the window seat. The quote here is, "Il faut que je te raconte." I must tell you. You look out the window, but you notice it's actually a glass mirror, and it's playing a full-blown movie of your day. You catch yourself actively talking to your own reflection in the glass, leaning in and saying, "Il faut que je te raconte." Picture the movie playing right there in the mirror. Now, one flawless repetition. Il faut que je te raconte. You need to put your coat away in the overhead rack. Tucked away right up there is your next phrase. Tu as pensé à tout. Have you thought of everything? You reach up, but sitting in the rack is a giant, wise, brown owl. It slowly tilts its head 90 degrees, stares directly into your eyes, and asks, "Tu as pensé à tout?" Really see the owl's intense stare. Now speak it smoothly. Tu as pensé à tout. You glance toward the front of the train, toward the train conductor's cabin. The text to lock in is, "Je ferai de mon mieux." I will do my best. Looking through the door, the conductor isn't driving normally. He's a marathon runner, aggressively jogging in place, sweating profusely, smiling wildly, and promising the passengers, "Je ferai de mon mieux." See the sweat flying off him. Let's do the final fluency read. Je ferai de mon mieux. And finally, the train jolts forward. You look at the moving landscape outside. The phrase is, "On verra bien la suite." We will see what happens next. As the train picks up speed, every single tree and house passing by suddenly sprouts arms, holding up giant neon to-be-continued signs. They just flash past your eyes. On verra bien la suite. Picture those passing signs. Now say it like a native speaker ending a story. On verra bien la suite. So, let's take a step back and break down exactly how you just learned those 15 phrases. First, we used the sensory trigger, the steam, and the footsteps to really ground you in the space. Second, the action link pulled you logically from yesterday's marketplace straight to the train station so your brain doesn't lose the map. And third, our 3-step fluency drill. By visualizing the completely absurd image, you eliminate stuttering. You basically become a confident traveler who simply plucks the phrase right out of the air as you navigate the station. Now, seeing them all together in one place forces ultimate audio repetition. Let's rapidly walk the station one last time. Read them aloud with me. Grand's clock.
Il est grand temps de partir.
Info kiosk.
Je me demande ce qui se passe.
Platform.
Est-ce que je peux t'aider?
Luggage cart.
Je ne peux pas m'en passer.
Ticket office.
Je ferai en sorte que ça marche.
Waiting bench.
Tu devrais en parler avec lui.
Display board.
Je n'ai pas la moindre idée.
Coffee shop.
Ça me semble être une excellente idée.
Trash can.
Je n'ai plus besoin de ça.
Stairwell.
On se voit plus tard?
Carriage door.
Je suis presque arrivé.
Window seat.
Il faut que je te raconte.
Overhead rack. Tu as pensé à tout? Conductor's cabin.
Je ferai de mon mieux.
Landscape outside.
On verra bien la suite.
And there you go. You've completely mastered this location. So let me leave you with this. Your memory palace is becoming incredibly vast. As we connect the house, the route, the beach, the lab, the gallery, the library, the market, and now this train station.
How is your brain handling all this amazing retention? Are you feeling the actual power of spatial memory? Keep visualizing, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next explainer.